and start with a recording of the lesson. Okay, so today we're going to have um, a very interesting practice of reading, combination of listening, a combination of speaking, a combination of writing. So we're going to have a little of everything on today's lesson, specifically uh, talking about ourselves, our personalities, and the different characteristics that we have in our personalities. And this is something very common because when you have a conversation with friends, a conversation with coworkers, a conversation on an interview for a new job, or maybe a conversation for an application to a scholarship in a university or in any other place, you will probably have conversations that are similar to this. So understanding this vocabulary will help you be prepared on what to say. And of course, notice what are the common things to discuss within these conversations. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to read the different student profiles. So the name of this exercise is called Student Profiles Meet Your Classmates in Our Online English Class. So imagine that we are doing this exercise for another academy, and we're meeting students from all over the world. They have their own personalities, and we're just trying to get familiarized with it. So we have Marina, we have Mateo. We will have access to the profile of Katia and Ahmed. So four people who have four different personalities are going to introduce themselves to us. What are they going to do? Well, they are going to answer certain questions. And these are your base questions, or the questions that are going to be basic for the conversation today, and they are going to have new vocabulary, specifically a specific vocabulary such as the word major. Look at this sentence. The question is, what's your major? Why did you choose your major? So this is vocabulary of university, right? This is university or college vocabulary. And this is important because sometimes we don't know how to say these things in English. So we're going to take a moment today to understand and practice this new vocabulary. Okay, let's go. Perfect. So let's start by reading the sentences, the profiles, and let's see what happens. So I'm gonna read Mariana Barelli Matos. We're gonna know more information about her. There is going to be a lot of details. Right now, we're trying to get a general idea. We might not remember everything, and I guess that's okay for now, but we are trying to get at least a general idea of what's happening. So let's see here. Mariana Barelli Matos, what's your major? And her answer is fashion design. My dream is to create incredibly beautiful clothes for women all over the world. Where are you based? In Milan. I was born and raised in Sao Paulo, Brazil, but my mother's Italian. She felt very strongly that I should experience her culture. Why did you choose your major? I inherited my mother's love of fashion. She's very style conscious and has impeccable tastes in clothes. What skills do you have? I speak Portuguese and Italian fluently and have some knowledge of Mandarin. What do you do in your free time? I love the outdoors and I'm fairly adventurous. During the summers, I volunteer at a camp for disadvantaged children. It's extremely rewarding. Okay, so let's talk about some of the unknown words to try to get a better idea of this. Okay, now the word major, when we talk about um, major in university or college vocabulary, major es lo que nosotros conocemos como carrera o especialización. Ok, Eh, cuidado porque la palabra career no es lo mismo que nosotros creemos que significa en inglés. Career tiene que ver más con el trabajo, ¿verdad? Cuando ya estás haciendo una carrera dentro del trabajo, más como una profesión. No es carrera universitaria. So you have to be careful because these words are similar. The word career, okay, sounds similar to carrera. So that's why you think you can talk about your university degree, but that's not the same thing. Your career is more related to your job. It's more like your trajectory, your profession, your occupation, something like that. Now, what is carrera universitaria? Well, that word is better interpreted by the expression major. So if I ask you, what's your major? You can say, oh, business administration, administración de empresas, ¿verdad? Or medical school, para doctor, ¿verdad? Or law school. Or maybe uh, you are in systems engineering. So what's your major? You can think about what's your major, what are you studying at that moment, and that's the best translation for this word, okay? Major es nuestra carrera universitaria o nuestra especialización. Entonces, cada vez que le pregunten o ella hable de su major, well, that's what she's referring to, okay? Fashion design, that's the major of Mariana. And why did you choose your major? Hay razones para las que ella escogió este major. Vamos con Mateo. Mateo, where are you from? I was born and raised in Veracruz, Mexico. What do your friends say about you? They say that I'm extremely laid back and even-tempered, and that I'm too humble about my talents. What are your future plans? I have so many. Right now, I'm working for a small production company called Film Fast. My major, again, was in film studies, and my goal is to tell real life stories creatively through television and film. What do you do in your free time? I like to cook, and I'm always trying out new recipes, especially for desserts. What's something people don't know about you? When I was 12, I was on a reality show for young chefs. I didn't win, but at least I tried. Okay, so we see a combination of different things, and we also see a combination of yesterday's strategies. Remember that we used to, yesterday we were talking about saying always, right? To emphasize a habit or a fact. I am always trying out new recipes. Recipes son recetas, ¿ok? Cuidado también con esta palabra. Esta palabra recipe, así se escribe recipe, es receta de cocina. Nosotros tenemos la peculiaridad de que decimos receta para también receta médica, ¿verdad? Usamos la misma palabra, pero esa no es la misma en inglés. En inglés es prescription. Prescription is receta médica. So there is a different word. If you're talking about being a chef and cooking and everything, so recipe. Esta palabra sí lleva la E pronunciada. Recipe. La mayoría de palabras que tienen la E aislada atrás, se recuerdan ustedes que nosotros no las pronunciamos. Esta es una excepción. We do pronounce this word. Recipe. Recipe. So we know a little bit more of Mateo and Mariana. Okay, so these are the two things. I'm reading it first because I want to give you an idea. Aquí le subimos un poquito la dificultad a la lectura. Si se dan cuenta, están usando palabras un poco más difíciles, de repente un poco más desconocidas. No vamos a entenderlo todo a la primera. El propósito es que tengamos que leer varias veces para poder entender. Okay, so we have to read several times in order to be able to understand. If we only read one time, we will have just a general idea. El propósito ahorita es solo tener una idea general de lo que está pasando, de lo que dicen ellos. We're not getting into details yet, not yet. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the next group of people. So we have Katia, Akilova, and Ahmed. So let me see if I can maybe switch to the PDF so we can see the text at a larger scale because I feel it is maybe too small. Too small for us right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I have it. Let me share my screen one more time, and I think this is going to help us a little more. At least that's my goal, to help you see the text. Okay. Okay, so I think this is better, right? Because we can see the text at a larger scale. Now I'm gonna need the help of some people. Where each of you is going to read a question, okay? So we are going to divide the different questions. Katia has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. So we're not going to read the entire paragraph. We're just going to read the question and the answer. So let me start in alphabetical order. So I'm going to ask Ángel, Triseida, Karen, Liz, Luisa, and Oscar to help me first. And then I'll go with Sander and we will restart our list. So, Angel, can you read the first question for Katia? Question and answer.
Where are you based? In Moscow, Russia, though I am from St. Petersburg original.
Okay, very good. Let's go with Triseida. Can you read number 2?
What do your friends say about you? That I am very down to earth, hardworking, and incredibly organized, and that I am always setting goals for myself.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go with Karen. Karen, can you help me with the number 3?
What is your worst habit? I'm always doing something. I find hard to relax.
Okay, let's go with Liz. Can you do the next one?
What skills do you have? I am a accomplished accordion player. I started playing at the age of 8. I I did love to play professional with an orchestra.
Orchestra. Orchestra.
Orchestra. Okay.
Let me
Orchestra.
Yeah, let me repeat that word for you. So the CH here sounds more like a K, like K. So it's orchestra.
Okay. Orchestra.
Yes, that's correct. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Luisa, can you help me reading the one before? What are your
Okay.
future plans?
What are your future plans? As a science major, I'm considering a career as an environmentalist because I feel strongly about protecting the environment.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. So Oscar and Sander, you're going to help me with Ahmed in just a moment. We're going to pause here before we change to the next one. So let's have a general idea of what's happening. So you helped me reading, and Angel was reading this. Where are you based? Now notice this this expression. What are you based? This is another way of asking where are you from. But remember that these students are from an online English class. So it's like me asking you, where are you based? Or I'm based, or I'm in Pachún, Chimaltenango, or I'm in Houston, Texas, or I'm in Villanueva, Guatemala. So where are you based? These are all English students around the world. So it's a different way of asking where are you from or where do you live. And she's answering with names of cities, okay? So in Moscow. Now, this is this is pretty much like the capital city of Russia, right? So in Moscow, Russia. Though this is a word that we have heard before, the word though means aunque. Though I'm from St. Petersburg, St. Petersburg is another city in Russia. It's like saying, okay, I'm from Guatemala City, though I'm from Chichicastenango originally, for example. So it's saying another city on the same country. So I'm in Moscow, Russia, though I'm from St. Petersburg originally. So she was born, for what I understand, she was born in a city called St. Petersburg, but she's living in Moscow now. So that's why when she's asked about where is she from or where is she based, she answers with both ideas. Now, second question. What do your friends say about you? So basically, she is going to describe her personality from her friend's perspective. She says that her friends say that I'm very down to earth. Remember, these are some adjectives that we learned before. Down to earth, hard working, incredibly organized, and I'm always setting goals for myself. So that is the opinion that their friends have about her. What is your worst habit? Now, this word here, the H, remember that the H in English, in most of the cases, has a sound and is like the sound, like a jota in Spanish. So in this case, we have to add that sound to the word. So what's your worst habit? What's your worst habit? I'm always doing something. I find it hard to relax. So she's too active and it's hard for her to find a quiet time. What are your future plans? So as a science major, so that means that she's studying a university career or a university degree, sorry, that is related to science, so more like a scientific career. That's her job. I'm considering a career as an environmentalist. Okay. Estoy considerando construir una trayectoria laboral, that's what this means, right? As an environmentalist, because I feel strongly about protecting environment. Ojo que no significa que está estudiando una carrera de ambientalista, sino significa que eso, como está estudiando un major en science, quisiera construir una carrera laboral, ¿verdad? Una trayectoria laboral como environmentalist because I feel strongly about protecting the environment. What skills do you have? I'm an accomplished accordion player. I started playing at the age of 8. I would love to play. Remember, this means I would. The contraction sounds I'd love to play professionally with an orchestra. Literalmente esto es una orquesta, but in English, the sound of the CH here is more like a K sound. Orchestra. Orchestra. Okay, so you have that part. Now let's go with Oscar and Sander. So Oscar, you're going to help me with the first question and answer from Ahmed Abd El Salam.
What's your job? I am an engineer. I work for a big company called Syntex.
Very good. Very good. So what's his job? He says, I'm an engineer. That's how we pronounce it.
Engineer.
Is at the back of the word that you stress. I work for a big company called, remember, it's not called, it's
Called,
called,
called.
that's right. Called. And then the name, right? Syntax. Well, this is just the name of a company.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with Sander. Sander, can you help me reading the second question?
Why did you choose to study online? You get to meet an incredibly diverse range of students, and the teachers are extremely supportive. I can be shy and ¿cómo se? How is the pronunciation?
Introverted.
Introverted, and studying online feels safe somehow.
Perfect. So he's talking about his personality. Notice here. So they are asking him, why did you choose to study online? And he says, you get to meet an incredibly diverse range of students, and the teachers are extremely supportive. I can be pretty shy and introverted, and studying online feels safe somehow. Su personalidad, que es bastante, he says pretty shy and introverted, o sea, muy tímido e introvertido, ¿verdad? Esa es su personalidad, hace que el estudiar en línea se sienta un poco, se sienta seguro para él. He doesn't like to be around with people. He doesn't like maybe to be in large groups or being outside late. So he decides to study online, and that's fine for him. Let's go with the next two. Let me go with Angel. Angel, can you read the next one?
Do you have a secret talent? I play guitar in band called All Kings. We play all kings of music. I feel like a totally different person in the band. Outgoing and not shy or
Very good.
at all.
At all. That's right. Two words. So at all. Very good. Si se acuerdan, este de at all ya lo habíamos visto cuando vimos los superlativos, ¿verdad? Cuando nosotros decíamos I feel extremely happy, ¿verdad? Entonces usamos un adverbio para hacer sonar o sentir más fuerte el adjetivo, ¿verdad? Por ejemplo, happy no es lo mismo que decir extremely happy, ¿verdad? I'm happy, I'm extremely happy. Ese extremely nos ayudaba a ponerle fuerza, ¿verdad? Esa era una de las funciones que vimos de los adverbios, que le aumentaba la fuerza al adjetivo, perdón, que estábamos describiendo. Pero también había una forma de hacerlo al revés, ¿verdad? Cuando yo hago algo y hago una oración negativa y quiero ponerle esa misma fuerza, pero en lugar de decir extremely para arriba, lo quiero hacer para abajo. Entonces, en este caso es at all, que significa para nada. Entonces, él está diciendo, tocando en esta banda, yo me siento totalmente diferente. I feel totally different. Como una persona distinta, dice. Una persona extrovertida y no tímida en lo absoluto, o no tímida para nada, o para nada tímida. So that's another way of stressing or making the adjective stronger, solo que en este caso estamos haciendo el negativo más fuerte, ¿verdad? O sea, no solo no es tímido, sino es para nada tímido cuando ya se sube al escenario a tocar. And let's see, Friseida, can you help me with the last one? What are your tips for new students?
What are your tips for new students? Take your studies seriously, make the most of your opportunities to practice English with other students.
Perfect. So the tips son consejos, ¿verdad? What are your tips? Take your studies, sorry, seriously. Tómate los estudios seriamente. Make the most of your opportunities to practice English with other students. Sácale el máximo provecho a tus oportunidades para practicar con otros estudiantes. So that is his advice. That's his piece of advice. Okay, so that's great. So let's go ahead and answer a few questions, and let's see if this is something that we can do together. Let me go back to the Nearpod lesson, and let's see if I can take a screenshot of this. Okay. So there are a few questions that I want you to answer for me, okay? Hay algunas preguntas que necesito que contesten. Esto es información de los estudiantes que acabamos de leer, de los 4 estudiantes que acabamos de leer. Okay, so which student enjoys playing music? Which student is very hardworking? Which student already has a job? Which student has an outdoor type? Which student is serious? And which student wants a creative career? And which student seems fun? Entonces tenemos 4 de estas, ¿verdad? Tenemos 4 estudiantes. Los 4 estudiantes van a caer en alguna, ¿verdad? No aplican las preguntas para todos, porque todos tenían una personalidad bastante distinta. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que vamos a hacer? Yo le voy a tomar un pantallazo a las descripciones de cada estudiante y se los voy a mandar al grupo de WhatsApp para que lo tengan ahí fijo y puedan acceder a él sin problemas. Aquí. Ok, va el primero. Va el segundo. Ok, so what are we going to do? ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Vamos a contestar en Nearpod estas preguntas de acá. Son aproximadamente 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 preguntitas. Estas 7 preguntitas que están acá en mi pantalla y que también aparecen en su Nearpod, van a saberlas cuando lean el personaje. Nos vamos a tomar unos 6 minutos para que ustedes puedan ir descartando, ¿verdad? O sea, por ejemplo, aquí dice el primero, which student enjoys playing music? Hay estudiantes que no hablaron nada de música, entonces eso los descarto, ¿verdad? Hay algún estudiante que escribió específicamente eh, que le gustaba la música y que lo disfrutaba. Entonces aquí dice which student or students, porque podría ser que 2 o 3 dijeron que les gustaba la música. So that means that el nombre de los 3 va a aparecer aquí. O el nombre de solo uno. So it depends, right? So you will have to search for that information, and that information is in WhatsApp, okay? Yo les envío los pantallazos de las lecturas para que puedan ver la pregunta y regresar. Solo necesito el nombre aquí. ¿Qué estudian? ¿El nombre o los nombres? ¿Qué estudiante disfruta tocar música? Entonces, de entradita, si yo regresara a ver la lectura, creo que Katia, que toca acordeón, es una, ¿verdad? Y habría que ver quién más habló de música, ¿verdad? Entonces, that's pretty much the exercise. I'm gonna take my chronometer and we'll work for 6 minutes on this, okay? Lo que sea que logren contestar en 6 minutos, eso se va a mandar al Nearpod. Si faltaron, no hay problema, los vamos a tratar de resolver juntos ya con todos los demás. So 6 minutes starting from now. Las preguntas están en el Nearpod, Oscar. Están aquí en mi pantalla del Zoom. Eso es lo que estoy proyectando yo. Vamos a ver. Esas son las preguntas, Oscar. No sé si las miras. Esas son las preguntas. Y lo que tienes que ver es en el WhatsApp, el texto, ¿verdad? Ahí donde lo mandé. Entonces, las
Ah,
preguntas que tienes que contestar son esas que cabal mandaste.
okay, thank you.
No problem.
Only only the name of the person?
Yes, the name is enough. You can just give me the name and that's it. That's fine.
Mm.
Nuestra marca del cronómetro ya va por 5 minutos. Si alguien ya tiene algo, puede mandarlo, ¿ok? So if you have something or if you're ready, go ahead and send it. Para los demás estoy dando un minuto más, porque ya estamos casi sobre el minuto 6. Entonces un minuto más y cuando se acabe el tiempo, ya todos juntos verificamos, ¿verdad? ¿Qué pasó? Si sí se pudo, si hubo alguna que no logramos contestar y demás, ¿ok? So let's go ahead and do that. Work together in the next minute. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening here, okay? So send your answers, whatever you have at the moment, no worries. If you did not complete the sentences, that's okay. We're going to try to check them here all together. Okay, so here are some of the ideas that people are sending, okay? So enjoys playing music. Uh, no answer here. Is very hardworking. Katia already has a job. Ahmed is an outdoor type. Mariana is serious. Ahmed wants a creative career. Mateo seems like fun. Okay, I'm just reviewing them very quick. No estoy corrigiéndolas ahorita, sino solo estoy viendo cuáles son las ideas. So, enjoys playing music, Ahmed. Very hardworking, Katia. Already has a job. Is an outdoor type. Mariana is very serious. Ahmed wants a creative career. Mariana seems like fun. Mateo. Uh, Katia and Ahmed enjoys playing music. Katia is very hardworking, an outdoor type. Creo que todos estamos coincidiendo con que an outdoor type es Mariana. Ok, entonces veamos rápidamente las respuestas. ¿Y alguien más? Ok, esta viene bastante llena. Muy bien. Congratulations. Este es Miguel. Very good. Thank you very much, Liz. Karen, thank you very much. Very organized. Oscar also sent something. Okay, let's check the questions and have a sneak peek. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do this for a couple of minutes. So, which student or students enjoy playing music? So I'm gonna go to the very end, and we have Katia and Ahmed enjoying playing music. So we can see it at the very end. What skills do you have? She says, I'm an accomplished player. I started playing at the age of 8. I would love to play professionally with an orchestra. So that means that this is a passion that she has. She really enjoys this part. Ahmed El Salam says that he plays the guitar in a band called All Kinds, and they play all kinds of music. He says, I feel like a totally different person, outgoing and not shy at all. So music is something that they have in common. So for sure, Katia and Ahmed love music. That's a yes for all of them. Very hardworking. Some of you were saying that is Katia. So let's read Katia. That it says, I'm very down to earth, hard working. So we have that expression there. It's very, very clear. Hard working. Let's go with the next question. It says, already has a job. Okay. who is working already. So let's see. I am an engineer. I work for a big company called Syntex. So Ahmed clearly already has a job. So he's not just a student, he is also working. Now, the other people are considering things for the future. For example, Katia says, okay, as a science major, so she's studying something related to science at university, and she wants to build a career that means a job trajectory in environmental like matters. So this is not happening right now. This is her vision for the future. And let's see. It's an outdoor type. Some of you said Mariana. Let's say what she says. What do you do in your free time? I love the outdoors. Outdoors es el campo, el aire libre. So I love the outdoors and I'm fairly adventurous. Recuérdense que fairly es una forma de decir es un poquito más que esto, ¿verdad? O sea, por ejemplo, alguien adventurous es alguien aventurero, pero que es algo más que aventurero es como decir, yo soy bastante aventurero, ¿verdad? O yo soy un poco aventurero, o soy un tanto aventurero. That's one way of translating the word fairly into our language. So yes, I totally agree with your perception. One last time, it's very serious. Okay, now this is interesting. Who's very serious? Uh-huh. Laid back, down to earth, organized. Maybe. Let's go back to Mariana's. Okay. Speak Portuguese. Love the outdoors. Okay. Even tempered. This is something that can be translated as that part. Even tempered. Now, the word even tempered can be as calmado, tranquilo. So this could be one way of describing. So we could say maybe that Mateo is is a serious person. He's not crazy, right? He's not a crazy person like all over the place. I think that could be one good definition. If I take a look at the others, I think that Katia is also a serious person. She is always working. She's always focused on things. Remember that the expression down to earth means con los pies sobre la tierra, ¿verdad? Alguien down to earth es alguien que como que es muy centrado, sensato. So I think that we can put in the same group Mateo and Katia for this very same reason. So that's there are more questions, but we're going to move to the next exercise because I want to do some listening exercises, and I think that they're going to be very beneficial for us. So thank you very much for helping me with this first part. For the second part, we're going to play something that is called Guess Who. Guess Who. Now, here we are going to listen to different stories, and there are names like Anna, Kevin, Jean, Patrick, and Tom, and they are going to talk about themselves. This is one of the most difficult things to do in English, even though you might not think it's complicated. Hablar de uno mismo en inglés es bien difícil, porque hablar de uno mismo en español es difícil. Cuando te piden, mira, descríbete a ti mismo en 60 palabras, ¿verdad? O te ponen a hacer un ensayo de 500 caracteres o de 700 caracteres describiéndote a ti mismo. Se siente como una tarea imposible, porque nos cuesta hacerlo en nuestro lenguaje, no digamos hacerlo en un idioma que no es nuestro idioma nativo. So we have to train for that. We have to be prepared. And these are going to be some examples on people trying to do that, right? So the name of the exercise is called Things You Don't Know About Me. Listen to 5 people talk about themselves and match the people and the things we'll probably say next. Estas son ideas extras al audio. Es decir, nosotros vamos a oír toda la historia de Ana o de Kevin o de Jean o de Patrick o de Tom y nos vamos a hacer una idea de su personalidad y vamos a tratar de agregar estas ideas a lo que creemos que podría ser la personalidad de Ana, por ejemplo, ¿verdad? I can play 2 instruments really well. Si nosotros venimos oyendo que esta persona le gusta la música, que creció en un ambiente musical, que ha estado recibiendo clases de música desde niño, entonces me sería fácil poder conectar esa idea, right? So I hear all of the background that this person has, and I can connect that background with this idea. So this is the challenging part. La parte retadora de acá es que estas expresiones probablemente no están literales en el audio. No es nuestra deducción la que nos va a hacer llevar a conectar las ideas con lo que oímos. ¿Ok? So aquí ya no es solo del chequecito, 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 lo oí y ahí está, ¿verdad? Sino es understand what I'm listening and then think and connect to another idea. Okay. So the instructions again, we're going to listen to 5 people talk about themselves, and then you're going to match the people. Match significa hacer coincidir o conectar. So you're going to match the people and the things they will probably say next. Esto puede ser como la forma en la que el audio debería de haber terminado, ¿verdad? Después de oír todo, yo digo, ok, sí, Ana seguramente es el de esto, ¿verdad? Entonces yo voy a escribir en ese espacio en blanco, Ana. That's something that you're going to do in Nearpod, but we are going to listen first. Quiero que escuchemos el audio una vez como práctica, so just as a general practice, and then we are going to go to Nearpod, okay? So the audio file it's 3 minutes long, okay? El audio dura 3 minutos porque tiene la historia de 5 personas. So let's try to focus. Pay attention to the name of the person and then connect those names with the ideas, okay? So I'm going to play it twice. The first time is just for practice. And the second time, I will give you the option to go to Nearpod and answer the with the name in the correct space, okay? So let's listen first. Let me share my sound. And let's hear what they have to say.
Listen to 5 people talk about themselves. Anna.
I started lessons when I was in elementary school. I had to practice every day. My parents were incredibly strict about that. But at least they didn't pressure me about anything else. I guess they thought I was pretty talented. I mean, everyone said I had a beautiful voice. So, yeah, now I'm in a local choir and we perform in competitions. And sometimes I perform at weddings and things. I guess.
Ok. ¿Oyeron cómo se quedó el audio a medias? Es porque a nosotros nos toca identificar cuál es ese final que le hubiera sido apropiado para ese audio, ¿verdad? Entonces, ahorita oímos a la primera. Vamos a oírla otra vez y esto va a pasar con todos. Todos van a seguir contando una historia y el audio se queda como que algo le hizo falta. Eso lo decido yo. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué es eso que les hizo falta? Okay? So I'm going to play it again. We're going to listen to it and then we're going to go to the exercise and play the recording one more time. Ahora sí ya no lo voy a volver a parar, perdón por interrumpirlos. Y al final de los 3 minutos, entonces ya pasamos de página. En el Nearpod ustedes ya van a ir escribiendo en la segunda vez que escuchamos el audio.
Listen to 5 people talk about themselves. Anna.
I started lessons when I was in elementary school. I had to practice every day. My parents were incredibly strict about that. But at least they didn't pressure me about anything else. I guess they thought I was pretty talented. I mean, everyone said I had a beautiful voice. So, yeah, now I'm in a local choir and we perform in competitions. And sometimes I perform at weddings and things. I guess.
Kevin.
It's extremely useful, I think. I mean, when you go for a job, it's a good skill to say you have. I was incredibly lucky, though, because my mom's from Japan, so she spoke to me all the time in Japanese when I was little, so that helped a lot. And I think I have a pretty good ear. I find it's not difficult at all to learn new words. I mean, I can pick up vocabulary pretty easily. So, yeah, I want to learn Mandarin Chinese, but for now, I can say...
Jen.
Well, it started when I was just a little kid. My parents gave me some to eat, and I got really sick. At first, we didn't know why, but now I know I can't automatically just have a cookie or anything. Like, I'm always asking, what's in it? Or what's it made from? Especially at restaurants. But at least I know what the problem is, so yeah.
Patrick.
I fell in love with it when I was really young. My dad was always taking me to hear Irish music, and I thought it was absolutely wonderful. And on my birthday, he knew exactly what I wanted, and he got it for me. Of course, it took a while to learn to play properly. It's incredibly difficult. But after a couple of years of lessons, I got pretty good at it. Then later on, I got a flute, too. So now...
Tom.
I like all kinds. Mexican, French, Chinese. I'm always trying out new things. Like, last week, I made some spicy Vietnamese. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm not a professional or anything, but I'm fairly good at it. Sometimes I have friends over for dinner, and they think it's really amazing. Some of them didn't know about my hobby before. They're amazed. So, yeah.
Sorry. Now you have a good idea of what's happening, right? What's the phrase? What is the story of everybody? And how can we connect those with the final expressions? So I want you to try it with the Nearpod exercise in front of you. So what we're going to do is that we're going to play the recording again. Voy a volver a darle al play. Now you have 5 different endings, and you will have to decide what is the correct ending of each person. Al inicio del audio dice el nombre de quién están hablando. Anna, Jen, Patrick, etc. So pay attention to that. And that's pretty much it. Any questions before we do the exercise as the final test? No?
For the answers, it's gonna be just a name or...
Yes, just the name. We're just matching the name and that's it. Nothing else.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, let's give it a try. Let me play the recording one more time. 3 minutes of audio recording.
Listen to 5 people talk about themselves. Anna.
I started lessons when I was in elementary school. I had to practice every day. My parents were incredibly strict about that. But at least they didn't pressure me about anything else. I guess they thought I was pretty talented. I mean, everyone said I had a beautiful voice. So, yeah, now I'm in a local choir and we perform in competitions. And sometimes I perform at weddings and things. I guess...
Kevin.
It's extremely useful, I think. I mean, when you go for a job, it's a good skill to say you have. I was incredibly lucky, though, because my mom's from Japan, so she spoke to me all the time in Japanese when I was little, so that helped a lot. And I think I have a pretty good ear. I find it's not difficult at all to learn new words. I mean, I can pick up vocabulary pretty easily. So, yeah, I want to learn Mandarin Chinese, but for now, I can say...
Jen.
Well, it started when I was just a little kid. My parents gave me some to eat, and I got really sick. At first, we didn't know why, but now I know I can't automatically just have a cookie or anything. Like, I'm always asking, what's in it? Or what's it made from? Especially at restaurants. But at least I know what the problem is, so yeah.
Patrick.
I fell in love with it when I was really young. My dad was always taking me to hear Irish music, and I thought it was absolutely wonderful. And on my birthday, he knew exactly what I wanted, and he got it for me. Of course, it took a while to learn to play properly. It's incredibly difficult. But after a couple of years of lessons, I got pretty good at it. Then later on, I got a flute, too. So now...
Tom.
I like all kinds Mexican, French, Chinese. I'm always trying out new things. Like last week, I made some spicy Vietnamese. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm not a professional or anything, but I'm fairly good at it. Sometimes I have friends over for dinner, and they think it's really amazing. Some of them didn't know about my hobby before. They're amazed. So, yeah.
Okay, so it is time for you to send the answers, okay? So vieron que no hay tiempo límite, so you have to click on submit to send your answer. Whoever you think it was, number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. So you can go ahead and send them. I'm gonna give you a few seconds for all the answers to arrive here. Okay, let's show what you are sending, okay? So Patrick, I can play 2 instruments very well. Tom, I'm pretty good cook. Anna, I'm fairly good singer. Jim, I'm extremely allergic to nuts. And Kevin, I speak 2 language fluent. Okay, let's see what others say. Patrick, play 2 instruments. Jen, okay, pretty good cook. I'm a fairly good singer. I'm extremely allergic to nuts. Kevin, speak 2 languages fluently. Let's see here. Patrick, Tom, Anna, Jane, Kevin. Okay, good. I like this one. Let's come back to this one in a moment. Patrick, Tom, Anna, Jane, Kevin. Okay, Patrick, Tom, Anna, Jane, Kevin. Okay. Pretty quickly. Let's use this one as an example.
School. I had elementary school. I started lessons when
Anna.
Okay, so we're going to start with Anna.
I started lessons when I was in elementary school. I had to practice every day. My parents were incredibly strict about that. But at least they didn't pressure me about anything else. I guess they thought I was pretty talented. I mean, everyone said I had a beautiful voice.
Okay, so everybody said that she had a beautiful voice. So we're hearing different things, and this is the right one. I'm a fairly good singer. So that means I'm a good singer. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to help somebody. Next one.
And sometimes I perform at weddings and things. I guess.
Kevin.
It's extremely useful, I think. I mean, when you go for a job, it's a good skill to say you have. I was incredibly lucky, though, because my mom's from Japan, so she spoke to me all the time in Japanese when I was little, so that helped a lot. And I think I have a pretty good ear. I find it's not difficult at all to learn new words. I mean, I can pick up vocabulary pretty easily. So, yeah, I want to learn.
So he's talking about vocabulary, he's talking about speaking. So Kevin is definitely someone who can speak two languages.
Jen.
Now, this is a tricky one because I saw that some of you were confused with this one, extremely allergic to nuts. And I'm going to explain why.
Well, it started when I was just a little kid. My parents gave me some to eat, and I got really sick. At first, we didn't know why, but now I know I can't automatically just have a cookie or anything. Like, I'm always asking, what's in it? Or what's it made from? Especially at restaurants. But at least I know what the problem is, so yeah.
Okay, so she's talking about a problem. She's not talking about a skill or something really positive. Podemos notarlo en el tono de voz también. She's not very excited about what she's saying, right? So if we say, I'm a pretty good cook, the word cook significa chef o cocinero. Claro, también significa cocinar, but that's not the context here. So I'm a pretty good cook. So some of you said, okay, number two is I'm a pretty good cook, Jen, but it's not. Her voice is like kind of sad. She's telling us a story of something that went wrong. So she's always asking what's in the food because she's extremely allergic, and she's allergic to nuts. Las personas que tienen alergia a las nueces o a las semillas, ¿verdad? Siempre tienen que estar pensando, ok, ¿esto dónde se procesó? ¿Verdad? ¿Estuvo en contacto con nueces? ¿Hay alguna posibilidad? Sí, no, mejor no como. Because these are allergies are very extreme. Algunas alergias específicamente de los que son alérgicos a las nueces, ¿verdad? Se les cierra la garganta, no pueden respirar, se hinchan demasiado, tienen que ser llevados de emergencia. So she is always asking what's in the food, what's in it, what's in it, what's in it. And she discovered that when she was little. So that was for the number 4.
With it when I was really young. My dad was always taking me to hear Irish music, and I thought it was absolutely wonderful.
Okay, so this is Patrick, I think.
Dad was always
Patrick.
Oh, yes.
I fell in love.
So Patrick is talking about music and being raised in a family with a very musical taste. So Patrick definitely is number 1. And finally,
Mexican.
Tom.
Tom.
So the only one remaining is Tom. So we can certainly say that Tom is a pretty good cook. And now you know the word cook is similar to chef, right? It's a cocinero. So it's a synonym. Very good. So we're gonna do one last thing before we go to our home, and it's we're going to write a profile about ourselves, okay? Nosotros ya vimos el perfil de 4 personas más las de los audios, okay? So we listened to 5 profiles and then we read 4 profiles, but now it's a turn from us to build the profile of ourselves, okay? So choose 5 questions from the student profiles and include information that other people don't know about you. Don't write your name. Okay, no escriban su nombre todavía, ¿verdad? No lo escriban en el Nearpod. Ya cuando sea el momento del ejercicio, ya ustedes van a poder reconocer. Ok. Si ustedes se dieron cuenta, los student profiles estaban construidos de puras preguntas, ¿verdad? Cuando hablamos de ellos, estaban construidos de preguntas. Por ejemplo, a Mariana le preguntaron, what's your major? What are you based? What do your friends say about you? What are your future plans? This is de Mateo, ¿verdad? What do you do in your free time? De Katia era, what's your worst habit? What's your job? Le preguntaron a Ahmed. Do you have a secret talent? Etcétera, etcétera. Entonces yo quiero que ustedes de entre todas las que hay, que ya tienen ahí en las imágenes de WhatsApp, escojan 5. Okay, so choose 5 questions because these are going to be the questions that are going to help you build your profile. And you're going to do something similar like just like this, okay? So question number 1 and your real answer. Let's say that you want to talk about your job. So question number 1, what's your job? And then you put your real information. So here is an example. Let me go back to it. Okay. You can use some expressions. So something like I was born in, or at the age of, or I can, or I work for, or I am accomplished. I started playing this instrument if you're going to talk about music. So you can use these expressions to help you answer your question. But you can use the profiles to copy the structure, ¿ok? Ustedes pueden usar estos perfiles para copiar la estructura si lo necesitan. No tienen que ser todas las preguntas de Katia. Ustedes pueden escoger entre los 4 qué preguntas son las con las que se sienten más cómodos y van a escribir su profile, pregunta con respuesta, sin escribir su nombre. Cuando ya voy a mostrar todos los profiles y vamos a tratar de decidir quién es quién, a ver si sabemos, ¿verdad? Les voy a dar el chance de que ustedes puedan decidir quién podría ser el profile de quién. So, let's go ahead and work on that. Las preguntas, como les digo, no van a estar aquí en el Nearpod. Aquí en el Nearpod van a haber eh, como... Espérame. Va a haber un espacio en blanco nada más. Las preguntas son las que ustedes pueden ir sacando desde el texto, ¿verdad? Que está allí en el WhatsApp. Las 2 imágenes que yo mandé. Ahí ustedes pueden hacerle zoom, ¿verdad? Zoom in o zoom out. And you can work on that. El Nearpod solo nos está dando 3 minutos y 50 segundos. O 3 minutos 45. Voy a darles de ventaja ahorita para que ustedes puedan empezar a planear sus respuestas 2 minutos y medio más. En 2 minutos y medio le doy vuelta a la página y empiezan a correr los 3 minutos de Nearpod para que ustedes puedan hacerlo, ¿ok? Entonces ahorita estos 2 minutos y medio les van a servir por lo menos para planear qué preguntas sí quieren contestar, ¿verdad? Y luego entonces en esos últimos minutos vamos a ver cuántas preguntas podemos contestar de las que nos planteamos, ¿ok? So let's start by planning. Ahorita no voy a pasar a la siguiente página para que no tengan que escribir, sino pueden empezar viendo los profiles y decidir. You're going to decide, okay, which 5 questions I think are comfortable for me and which 5 questions I can answer. Tal vez hay alguna de esas que no les aplica. Bueno, ustedes ya no están estudiando, entonces, así como what's your major, maybe it's not relevant, pero sí, what's your job, because you're working. O al revés, ¿verdad? No van a preguntarse what's your job si todavía están estudiando, ¿verdad? Entonces sería, no. What's your major, or what are you studying, or what do your friends say about you, etc., etc. I'm just giving you some options. So let's start the chronometer. And okay, now let's take 2 minutes and 30 seconds to plan and then 3 minutes to write.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
Uh, What do you need to do? I'm sorry.
We have to write a profile of ourselves.
Oh,
And
ourselves.
yeah, when I say a profile, I mean something similar to these little squares. And you can use these questions to build your profile, whatever question you feel comfortable with.
Right. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on a profile then. Now in Nearpod. You have 3 minutes and 45 seconds just to put your words in the Nearpod session and write a profile about yourself. So basically, this is just describing yourself using the questions. For example, vimos una pregunta y una de las preguntas que me gustó, que siento que puedo hacer para mí, vamos a ver, where are you based? Yo quiero contar de dónde soy. Where are you based? I'm based, or I'm from Guatemala City. Though I was born in Misco. Algo así. Entonces ahí ya tengo una pregunta, formando mi profile, ¿verdad? What do your friends say about you? ¿Qué es lo que mis amigos dicen de mí? What do your friends say about you? Y ahí empiezo a escribir. ¿Qué es lo que mis amigos dicen de mí? ¿Verdad? That I am a centered person, that I am down to earth, that I'm very outgoing, or that I'm very shy. What's the opinion that they have about me? What skills do you have? Si quiero hablar de mis habilidades, what skills do you have? I have this and that. I can play this instrument. I can do this. I have this ability, etc., etc. Otra. What do you do in your free time? Súper común. What do you do in your free time? We can work on that. And do you have a secret talent? Yo puedo contar aquí. Entonces, si se dan cuenta, escogí 5 preguntas en un ratito y ya estoy contestando. Entonces, eso es lo que ustedes estaban haciendo, ¿verdad? O sea, planeando las preguntas para luego poder contestarlas. Okay, we have a few seconds. Let's take a look at your answers.
Sorry, teacher, I can write fast. I use only 2 fingers for the keyboard.
That's okay, but if you want to share some of the things that you planned, that's fine, okay?
Just I write one.
Okay. So let's read them very quickly and let's try to decipher who's this person. So I have, what's your job? I'm an accountant right now, but I'm working as a receptionist in a factory. Do you have a secret talent? When I was 10 years old, I played the piano with my sister. What are your future plans? I would like to learn another language because I consider it's a good advantage if I want to live maybe in another country. Okay, so this is one person. We don't have names, so that's cool. What do you do in your free time? I like to pass time with my friends, study the Bible, and drawing is more like a hobby. Okay, so we have that. Let's see. There are more questions, but not enough time for answers. What is your major? I'm a certified public accountant and auditor. Okay, I was born in Zacatepec. They said I'm very reserved, but at least friendly. Okay, perfect. Let's see here. Where are you from? I'm from Guatemala City. Now I live in Texas. Now is without the K, so it's N-O-W. I'm a babysitter. What are your plans? Okay, perfect. Based in Houston. I was born and raised in Guatemala City. Perfect. So maybe we can do a better job. Maybe we can polish this. Tal vez podemos pulir un poquito más nuestros profiles, ¿verdad? Entonces, hagamos algo. Como ustedes ya planificaron algo de esto, ¿verdad? Vamos a tomarnos mañana un tiempo para leer nuestros profiles. Esto literalmente se resume con esta parte de aquí, con las imágenes que ya están en WhatsApp. So you don't have to do much more. O sea, las instrucciones ya están dadas. Vamos a pulir un poquito más nuestros profiles y los vamos a presentar mañana ya más parecidos a los que están de ejemplo, ¿verdad? Sé que hoy tuvimos muy poquito tiempo para planificar y menos tiempo para copiar, así que los vamos a presentar el día de mañana. No les pido que me los manden porque prefiero que me los digan. Okay, so we're gonna have more like a conversation. So if you can do that, that will be wonderful. If you have some answers already, don't forget about them. O sea, si ya escogieron sus preguntas y ya tienen algunas respuestas, pues no lo tiren, ¿verdad? Utilicen eso para poder hacer lo que vamos a hacer mañana, okay? So that's going to be one of our speaking exercises for tomorrow. For today, I think that it was a very intense practice, a lot of listening, a lot of reading, new words, more advanced vocabulary. But in the end, that's part of the exercises that you push yourself a little bit more every single day. So that's everything on my end for today. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank
See
you.
you, teacher. Bye.
Bye bye, guys.
See you.
See you guys.